right, everyone, welcome back. I'm very pleased to introduce today's fifth and final demo with Schoox. Achieve L&D maturity from training to learning to development. Tim Welsh is a senior solution consultant at Schoox, and he is here to guide us through our final demo of the day. So, without further ado, here is Tim to lead the way for us.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And thanks everyone for joining today. I'm going to walk through just a couple of slides to get us started. And as we talk about Schoox and how we can help you with L&D maturity. If you don't know Schoox, we've been around about 12 years. We're in many different countries around the world. We support many languages. And we've got an amazing content marketplace full of 18 to 20,000 courses that you could benefit from. One thing that is unique about Schoox is that when you purchase Schoox, you get 100% of the software, all the modules, and all the features are going to be available to you, and you decide which ones you want to turn on. So it's really all included. When we talk today about bridging our gap, we really want to focus on delivering learning that matters, and there's some different ways that we can do that with Schoox functionality. We'd like to identify skill gaps and map those to high quality content. We're going to do that through career pathing and career planning. AI is going to have a hand in some of that as well, some other algorithms. We're also going to talk a little bit about coaching and the new coaching modules available in Schoox, and you can use that to support all your training programs or mentoring or preparing new managers for positions. And then, as I mentioned, we'll talk a little bit about career pathing along the way. So you can really benefit from engaging and trying to retain folks by showing them kind of what can be next for them in their career. One of the things that I am going to show you just quickly, something called business impact. We'll spend just a second on it. When we talk about all the different things that Schoox brings to the table, this really makes us different. And it's the ability to look at your training you've been working so hard on and really comparing it to business results. And all the things that we're talking about today, all the different strategies that we want to use or different tactics inside of Schoox through functionality, we're going to be able to look at those programs and compare those to business results to see if we're making a difference, if it's impacting sales or customer support. But that is a true differentiator for Schoox. So without any further ado, we are going to start the demo. So I'm going to start the demo with a learner, and what we're going to look at is we're going to look at Beth. So she's a new hire, and with Schoox, when she lands on the homepage, this can be something that you design, highly configurable. We're really all about this being a learner-centric LMS where we can really deliver the learning experience that you would like for your respective audience. So if you want her to have learning paths at the top, micro-learning content, gamification, and leaderboards available, as well as suggested courses, because Schoox knows maybe her skills and her skill levels in the certain areas that she needs some help. All of that can be made available with Schoox. What we're going to dig into specifically has got to do with training and using some of the different tactics. We go into a learning path, and we're going into the new hire training for Beth. And what she sees is this is content that perhaps many of you already have. Schoox has the ability to actually create courses with content that you bring into Schoox, really an unlimited supply you could bring into our library. So if it's a PDF, it's a PowerPoint, it's a video, you can bring those into Schoox. You can build tests, you can include surveys, so you can really know and understand how the learning is going. But where I'm going to start is here with a video that has questions, and this is called a video exam. And why is this important? Because when you're delivering training, it's oftentimes it's a long, sometimes complex and expensive road, and it would be nice to have a platform that allows you to record videos actually on your phone. You can actually record these on your phone, bring these into Schoox just in a couple clicks, and then begin placing questions on top of that content. So where I'm at now is I'm Beth. I've logged into Schoox. I've clicked on my new hire training, and there's a safety video that I need to take. And what you're going to see here is when she clicks on the play, this is going to wait a few seconds into the video, and it's going to ask her a question. What a great way to really gauge her understanding of the content, to make sure she doesn't fall asleep, and to keep her active in learning during this session. We're then going to go to a second question that we placed a few more seconds later in the video, and you could just pepper those questions throughout or place them at the end. The video assessments or video exams, you're going to have the ability to actually report on those right down to the question level. But this really gives you a good gauge whether folks are paying attention and if they're learning from their respective training. We support 8 different types of questions: true, false, multiple choice, multiple select, and matching. So you can make this really fun and you can make this engaging. And for this particular course, because we've got this exam in it, it wouldn't be too hard to actually put this exam into a refresher test and push this out a month from now. So those types of spaced repetition can be supported as well inside of Schoox. So, why would you want to bring a video into Schoox? Because it's something that you can build yourself just literally in a few minutes. Add the questions that you need, and now you really have effective and targeted training that is part of a new hire learning path. So I'm going to leave the path, and we're going to move on to our next topic. The next topic is something called an observational checklist. These are extremely popular, and that definitely differentiates us from our competitors, as well as the video exams. But Beth's going to come into the OJT checklist. This is something that you could build and you could associate with the different job role training that you're pushing out to your learners. So this checklist in particular might have to do with the job that she is in today. And Beth has got the ability to actually check off on all of these items, validating and confirming that she's proficient and she's ready to have a discussion with her manager. What happens as you build this out, you push it out, you've got the ability not only to put tasks, but also to ask her to upload a written assignment or to upload a video of her with a pitch or performing a specific task. And then you've got the ability here for the manager to sign off on this. This is actually so easy that a lot of our customers today, they're using this with with mobile. And so you're going to be able to take a mobile device and actually complete all of this. The manager, when the manager comes to this, and I just want to show you how easy this is for managers to take care of, whether this is a compliance situation or you're a restaurant and you're going over the steps for somebody that opens or closes the facility. You're simply going to come to the OJT block here on the homepage for the manager. From here, the manager is going to have the ability to actually select the individual. They're going to be able to check off on all of these items. And as you can see, while we do this, we're getting a date and a timestamp. So now we've got validation that this has taken place. While you're doing this, you also can actually mark performance. So you could say she meets requirements for this particular task. As we go to the next one, we could also say that training is needed, and we can leave notes why that is. Also, you're going to be able to mark her as exceeds expectations. So what we're really doing is this is a one-on-one situation. We're talking with the employee. We're going through these respective tasks that are important to her job role. We're marking her in regards to a performance mark. And then here, which is really neat, is you've got this ability to actually upload a document. So she could actually put together a short document just giving a written overview of her understanding of the required safety procedures that she needs to follow. And then here you've got the ability to upload those. So you see the 2 upload buttons. Managers are going to have the ability to assess this. They're also going to have the ability to leave comments for any of these. So those are great features that really do a lot for an OJT checklist because there you actually have the proof of the OJT checklist. You have it there that they've completed the task at a proficient level. There's a number of other things that we can do with OJTs. The signature is pretty awesome. It could be signed by the manager. It could also be signed by the trainer, or it could be signed by the learner. So OJT checklists are very important and they're very critical. They can exist as a standalone outside of a course, or you can include those within a course. And for a manager, it's going to be very easy for them to report on those. And again, simply coming to the report section, they're going to be able to simply and easily look through the My Teams dashboard, look to see how everybody is doing. So I'm just going to come down to on the job training, and this is a manager just in a couple clicks. You might notice here that we've got everything together in a reporting dashboard, and OJT was just a couple clicks down. And now I'm looking at the entire team. So this is my entire team, and I can see how they're doing on this respective OJT. Right. So the next thing that we would like to talk about is developing your employees through career development. I want to come back to the learner workspace, and let's just take a look at Beth and let's see what she's up to. If we come to the top of the screen, we've got something that says My Dashboard. And for Beth, what this really is this is a summary of everything that she's got going on around training or her skills and her proficiencies. And so let's say that she's been assessed over a period of time and we see where she stands for the job role that she's in, and we see the skills that have been assigned. We see that there's some areas where she's got gaps possibly, but we can see that she's developed over a period of time. Also, this could be anonymous, or you can actually see the names as a manager. You can see where she ranks with her job role or a particular skill. So we're really getting a good idea based on the training that Beth has received, how she's doing in her particular job role. Schoox is going to have the ability to actually recommend job roles to her. So what we're saying here is, Beth, for the job role that you're in today, you've got some of the skills and competencies that might be needed for the unit manager position. And from here, she's able to go to the improve button, and she can actually look at development that would be specific to that job role. So we're actually going out and we're finding the content that's very specific to that job role based upon the skills that she needs. And we see an impact factor here that leads us to know and understand which courses are going to help her the most. So the higher number, it's going to help you more than the respective lower number. To take this even a step further, when we really talk about trying to develop engagement and retention, with the workforce, I think everybody wants to know where they're at today and what's available tomorrow, where they can go tomorrow, especially today's workforce. Career pathing allows Beth on her own to come here to look at where she's at today, how she's evaluated her level of proficiency, and then also go to the career path where she can select a job role that might be something she's got an interest in. So Schoox has already told her that she might have a great proficiency for the unit manager job. And so she's selected that. And what she's going to do is to follow that path. And as soon as she goes to follow that path, again, it's going to show her the respective learning paths and the training that would be helpful for her. You could also put an approval process around this. So employees would have to have a conversation with their manager as they prepare to move on to other roles and begin training for those. Schoox Performance can also touch that. If you would like to create a goal, an IDP goal, that can be done as well. So you could create a 12-month goal and you could place those courses in there. And her, as well as her manager, could actually work together as they track through completing all the tasks and getting all that training done. We kind of come to the last item on the list, which is coaching. And as much as I wanted to start first with coaching, I think this is a great place to talk about it. Coaching here really allows you to create a framework for your coaching process. And here, what we're seeing is this is Beth, And we see that she's got a number of these coaching sessions that have been scheduled, and they've been scheduled by her manager. So Schoox coaching simply allows you to create coaching sessions, which we will as a manager, pick a specific date and time, pick the individual, pick a location for the meeting, also set the meeting up so afterwards there can be some sort of feedback between both parties. We can attach a specific form. And as I go to the form, you're going to see a set of specific questions. This creates consistency. So you can make sure that for particular topics, when you're having coaching sessions for particular reasons, whether it's they're a new hire or they're preparing for a new position or it's incidental, you can have a consistent set of questions here. So Beth, she accepts this. She sees what the questions are. She understands what the meeting is going to be about, but she's also able to look kind of into the past as well. So she could actually look at other coaching sessions that she had. So as the manager, we're going to come here. We're going to go to the manager's dashboard and we're going to go to the manager's coaching sessions. And the manager sees a list of Beth's coaching sessions. And so she's able to come in and actually do the same thing. She can open up the respective coaching session. She's going to go to the form. And from here, we're going to see the questions that were discussed during the session. Also, there's going to be the ability to save notes. So we've got objectives that we're asking Beth, hey, what is important to you? What would you like to cover for this session? What questions do you have? How can we help you? There's also the ability to upload video and images. So maybe there's a specific process he's going through or something, a safety concern that she can bring to your attention. You can actually document those and you can include those as part of the coaching session.
We have some questions for you, Tim.
Sure.
Take a moment. So one question is the coach the manager, or is this linking out to a database of external coaches?
The coach can be whoever you would like the coach to be. So we would associate a coaching role with the individual. It could certainly be someone external. They would need to be a user inside of the Schoox system.
Thank you. That just answered the next question.
Awesome. All right. So the other thing too is, as we looked at mobile a little bit earlier, all of this is going to be available in mobile. Schoox coaching was actually built first to work in mobile. So as the manager finishes out this session, what they might do is they might actually come in here and try to create a new session. And we'll just walk through that really quick. I just go to create session. From here, I'm going to have the ability to actually pick. I'm going to pick the person. And maybe we schedule another session with Beth. So she'll come up here in a minute. We're going to select the person. We're going to pick the date, the time, the location, all those types of things. So let's pick a different Beth. And then we've got this form to fill out. So you can be really specific around dates, times, and topics that you cover. Also, what you're going to notice here is there's a reoccurring session button. So what this is going to do is going to provide you with the ability to create a lot of coaching sessions and really in one click of the button. So let's say what we'd like to do is we're going to set up some general coaching sessions that have to do with the fact that she's a new hire. I'm going to note that here. I'm going to pick the location. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that that this can be reviewed by the coach and the trainee. If I turn on the recurring session, what I could do is I could actually have this create literally an unlimited number of coaching sessions. So maybe over the next couple months, you'd like to have coaching sessions set up with Beth. So from now to the end of the month, end of next month, rather, we're going to set up weekly coaching sessions. So that's another thing. This is going to be a huge time saver for you. And I mean, if you look at the statistics, a lot of the coaching research that's available, on the web, you're going to see that it seems like 80% plus of employees polled, they really feel that a coaching sessions can be helpful for them. Professional athletes, they go through coaching. Why shouldn't your employees go through coaching? So it's a great feature, and a lot of people have voiced a lot of interest in it. as we kind of come here towards the end, one of the other things too, I wanted to chat about is, as a manager, when the manager comes to their dashboard and they're going to look at some of the reporting that's available, Schoox has got, they're going to give the managers the ability to actually take a look at how everybody's doing in regards to the coaching. So we can come here to the coaching dashboard. I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to be able to see all the sessions maybe that you've held over a period of time. You're going to be able to be really specific. So maybe you know that the team members or unit managers was a particular group that was targeted for coaching sessions. You can look at that and you can look at your statistics. So what does that mean? It means that managers and VPs and people higher up, or even, direct people that just have direct reports, can actually look at reports to show them how the coaching is going. You can create targets with this as well. So there might be an expectation that you meet once a month with each of your employees. And so there's a certain number, and that rule would be entered into Schoox at another place. But at any rate, there's a lot of statistical data that we can get from this to really allow you to keep an eye on how things are going with coaching inside of Schoox. Back to just the reports, just quickly, and then we will wrap up and see if there's other questions. What you're going to be able to do is with Schoox is you're going to be able to come to this My Team's Manager dashboard. This is something relatively new to us. It's been out a number of months, but what does that do? From one dashboard allows us to come here and just quickly take a look at training, statistics, as well as onboarding, goals, and then compliance and coaching. So everything is here. It's simple to get to. It's simple to utilize. You can set up scheduled reports for any or all this to make reporting really easily. And then also, as I mentioned, on the homepage, you can have statistics. You can have different dashboards that would sit here and really let the manager know how things are going with their team, with any or all that training. So it's really about visibility and utilizing some of the methods that we just talked about, whether it's the video exams, the OJT, career pathing, or the coaching, to really pump up your training and really deliver learning that matters. So at this point, we're going to pause for questions.
Yes, I have a number of them for you. Thank you, everyone who's already submitted, and feel free to put in the chat if you have more. First question was, can I bring my courses in from Rise 360 into the Schoox platform?
Rise 360 courses work wonderful and amazing, and I've brought in lots of those into Schoox. Yes, the answer is yes.
Great. And is there a way folks can sign up for instructor-led training in Schoox? And is there a way that a trainer can sign them off? I'm not sure if they meant a manager approving the attendance or the trainer giving the class. So.
There is. Schoox allows you to create and place on a calendar that could sit on the homepage instructor-led sessions on particular dates, as well as virtual sessions. So the answer is absolutely yes. And those sessions would integrate with your calendar, Outlook or your Gmail calendar. So when you register for the respective session, what you'd be able to do is receive a notification and a calendar invite. The instructor is going to be able to mark attendance and mark folks as complete. So the answer is yes.
Thank you. And in coaching, do the recurring sessions option, does it look for calendar conflicts? And does it also take into account the availability and the location of the participant?
Today, we are only doing part of that validation. You'll notice with the location, we're just looking at a kind of a Google Map type of location. But there is a check calendar capability that's coming later in a later release.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to add them in the chat. One other thing I'm seeing is, does Schoox have a content library for various industries like finance, healthcare, etc., or is all content just imported?
Schoox absolutely has a content. We call it a marketplace, and it holds about 20,000 courses through I believe it's 8 to 10 different content vendors. Many of those you've heard before. So absolutely, yes.
And employees, are they able to pull their transcripts showing their completed courses? And if so, can you show us where this exists on the platform?
Absolutely. So here, this is an example of Beth. If I go to my profile, she's able to see her certifications, her certificates of completion. This is going to be one place that she can go, so she can actually prove that she's completed this. If we're looking at an actual transcript, she can go to my training and it will show her all of the courses that are active that she's had to complete and all the courses that are still open. So here's an example of the 2 courses that she completed. Any other questions?
Yes, back to coaching. Someone asked if you can have coaching sessions with a group of people rather than just one-on-one.
Today, that capability does not exist. I think it's a great idea. So it's something that we can definitely submit to our product team. But today it's only individuals.
Thank you.
However, you would have the ability to actually to create a group session, instructor-led session or a virtual session, and actually invite a group of people to it. So that's a probability.
Okay, and I just have a few more coming in before we wrap up. Someone's asked if Schoox allows for storage of resources within a course.
Yes, absolutely. Within a course, you can have various attachments that are considered resources for that particular training activity.
Thank you. And on the course completion page, can that be viewed in list format?
Absolutely, it can.
And for transcripts, can those also be exported to Excel or in PDF?
It can, yes.
Someone's asking, I have UKG for our HR department. I see that Schoox is part of the UKG family options. Does Schoox look different if I purchase Schoox directly from Schoox versus if I use it through UKG?
Yes, it would. The UKG version of Schoox has a base set of Schoox capabilities to meet a specific need around LMS and learning, where the Schoox platform offers all of the different modules. So there's some different ones that you are going to receive. So we'd actually have to have a discussion and talk about that, what's important to you.
Thank you. And this next question is on pricing. Does Schoox have active seat agreements or will we only charge per license?
There's a number of different pricing strategies that we can work with you on, finding one that works best for you. But those type of agreements are on the list. So absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Tim. And last question I'm seeing is, can you customize the Schoox content?
Well, the content that we have in here that I actually created, you do have the ability to customize this because I actually created this myself. So the answer is yes. Third-party content, of course, as you probably know, you would not necessarily have the ability to make changes to that.
And I hope I didn't miss anyone's questions. I think I've caught them all. If anyone has anything else they'd like to ask Tim before we wrap up, we have about 60 seconds left. We're happy to try and address any other information that you might like to know. Think. Oh, regarding the course marketplace, this will be the last question. Regarding the marketplace of content mentioned earlier, is this included or are those purchased separately?
Anything in the marketplace is going to be purchased separately.
Great. The benefits of that, though, would also be that they could be included in the Schoox contract. They're just going to be priced differently. They're not included like the languages and all of the
That's correct. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's all the questions we have time for today. So I guess we can hand it back to the ATD
right.
team.
Thanks, everybody, for joining today. And we appreciate you taking the time, and it's been my pleasure.
Great. Well, thank you so much to the Schoox team. Thank you so much to Tim and Michelle for answering all of these questions. And thank you to you all for joining us today for our first demo day of the year. We actually have several demo days planned throughout the year, so make sure to pay attention if you are interested to learn more about content authoring tools or AI, emerging tech, other topics that we have planned for this year. Thank you again to everyone who joined today to learn more about LMSs. Hope this was helpful for you all. And let us know if there's something specific that you want to learn about. We still have a couple of unassigned topics for the rest of the demo days for the year. So just give us some feedback. I appreciate you all. A huge thank you again to all of our sponsors, Exonify, Blue Water, LearnSoft, LearnUpon, and Schoox. And as a reminder, you will receive a link to the recording so that you can go back and check out the demos if there's one that you missed. Thanks all. Have a great afternoon.
Thank